Shit. What's up, y'all?
I know, but he wants to be.
But now are they complaining that so much that now they're going to be passing the ball 50,000 times and we're going to lose 25 to 25 to 12 because he's going to be forcing the ball
At least you don't got
passing
Danny Jones.
instead of handing Barker the ball.
Yeah, you got a problem with him?
Actually, I didn't think we handed the ball enough last game.
He's not really Jones.
We forced a bunch of
What's going on, y'all?
passes to a bunch of guys that weren't even
The
open.
Jaguars won.
Hopefully everybody doing good. Hopefully everybody having a great day. I'm at the shop, and what's up, Bobby Ann, Shalith Ann, Be Intelligent, Brianna, Yolanda, Luann, Miss Delgado, Michelle Marie. What's up, y'all? Vanessa, Christy. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. You, Lane, thank you. Bonita, Libby, I'm mad. Damn. Thank you guys for first and foremost for your support and thank you guys. It means the world, to be honest with you. Kelly, how you doing?
That's like the guy that.
Yeah, Brianna. The one thing I know, I want to stay in bed every single day. How you doing, Haley? I want to stay in bed every single day, but I know if I do it just once, then I won't do it again, you know. So, yeah. Tar Heel. I'm not going to regret it. For me, this is something that, you know, this is a part of my life, right? I'm not going to regret anything. Believe me, before I made a single video, I thought this very, very, I thought this very much through, right? I haven't said anything about this. You know, this has been going on for months. I didn't say anything, right? It just got to the point where I had to. And I understand that, because listen, that's one of the concerns that I had for myself. Damn, am I going to regret this, right? I'm not. I thought about it. So I wanted to just touch on, there was a comment here. Yeah, this is literally, you know, so there's a comment here that I wanted to address real quick. So it says, it's from Rebecca, and it says, why is she, it's a response to it. She says she wants a divorce. She asked over a month ago. He didn't sign the papers. So let me just stop right there. I don't know where, and it might have been her, the same one, but what I said when I had the papers, yesterday's video, what I meant is I had the papers to file for custody. But I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, right? And I didn't want to shed her in a bad light, right? And I didn't want to hurt her feelings. That's what I meant by saying that I had the papers. I had them for months, since October. And I just didn't do it because, to keep it 100, because I wouldn't necessarily had to want it done to me. So that's why I didn't file the custody, right? That's what it was. And then, yep, exactly, Vanessa. And then he said, I can tell you, though, he himself has admitted to verbally abusing her. That's not true either. That's just not true. She's not going to say that. Listen, I know, and this stuff I know because I've been through it before, but I didn't want to do that. You know, because I think for me to file for custody, I have to say something bad about her, right? And I hope, like I said, I hope in these videos that it doesn't come across that I'm talking bad about her, because that's not, I don't have any hatred in my heart towards Rachel. No, I didn't, Jeremiah. So let me start by saying this, right? I put myself in a position where I shouldn't have. I'm 100% guilty of that. And by by the understanding that we had in our marriage and in our relationship, um, was me just being at another girl's house, and even if I had my homie there, and even if you could clearly see that through the messages that we shared, that it was literally, I said, yo, could I pay you and we stay if you have a spare bedroom or even on the couch. That's all it was. That to me, if I'm being honest with you though, that was being unfaithful, right? That I should have never put myself in that situation. Thank you, Haley. And listen, I don't want nobody talking bad about Rachel. I don't talk bad about her, so I damn sure she thinks I cheat. But Kelly, I don't even know if she thinks that, to be honest with you, because you could see through the messages that. But maybe she does, right? Did she cheat? I don't think so, but I don't know, right? So much stuff has changed. You know, and to me, Jovan, like he said, did she have a new man? To me, that's none of my business, right? That's none of my business. Um, that's none of my business. If she has a new man, it's none of my business. That's her business. And me, when me and my homie stood over at that woman's house, I made sure I would have never ever went by myself. I just wouldn't have, because it didn't look good. And even now that I think about it, but I think if it wouldn't have been that, it would have been something else, because I just think that's her excuse. You know what I'm saying? I think that, yeah, exactly, Vanessa. And to be honest with you, I'm not a perfect father, husband, any of that shit. But if the biggest thing you can complain about is something that happened almost 6 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stupid. I know how to read between the lines. I'm not stupid. If she would get a new man, that's none of my business. Would it hurt? Absolutely. But it's none of my business. That's literally none of my business. That's it. She filed for full custody. She filed for full custody. I don't think she'll get it, to be honest with you. And yeah, but and I understand that, Kelly. That's sort of how I deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, because I'm not, listen, we were married, or we've been married for a long time, right? I've never went in her phone. I've never done any of that. That's I'm not that type of dude. I'm not the type of dude to be going through your phone and all that shit. I believe what you tell me until you give me a reason not to, right? So, and that's also a problem that I have, right? Because I know if I tell you something, I'm going to tell you the truth, even if I know I tell you something that's going to hurt you, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you, right? No, listen, the thing is that I tell people, right? I said, look, if I was to show you our text threads for the past 5 years, you could see what type of man that I have, what type of man that I am, and what type of marriage we had. And I'm not going to say it was horrible and all that, because it wasn't. It wasn't healthy, you know. Um, you know, it's it's it sucks. That's all. Yeah. So the thing, I'm not even worried about custody shit. And to be honest with you, I'm I'm not even upset at that because I she's doing what's best for her, right? Rachel's doing what's best for her, and that's what she's always done. She doesn't do what's best for the family, what's best for us. She does what's best for her, and I get it. I get it. So let me just give you an example, right? A couple months ago, she said, "Well, what am I supposed to do? Be unhappy so everybody else can be happy?" And that when she said that, she was referring to me and the children. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I've been unhappy, right? I've been unhappy for the past couple years, but because I had you guys, it was all right, right? And I figured things will get better. Right? I've been unhappy, and so has she, but I always figured things would sort themselves out, right? Um, you know, and unfortunately they didn't. Um, it's just, and the thing is, like I said, I don't have no ill will towards her. Um, I just, for example, because of me getting off the phone line, she was stuck with extra phone bill, and I just gave her almost $1,000 over the weekend, so that her phone doesn't get cut off, so I don't put her in a bad position. And that's what I that's just the type of person I am. But sometimes also when we know that we're dealing with somebody, um, we know we're dealing with somebody that they're not going to do certain things. Sometimes people take advantage of that. I've taken advantage of situations like that in the past also, so it's it's I do. I keep track of everything. It's she's just doing what's best for her. That's all. And it's not what's best for the kids. I don't think. I don't think us going to court and having complete strangers tell us what's best. No, and mind you, I didn't pay her phone bill. That's not what I was saying. It was we were on the same phone plan, so I switched over, and there was a balance due. So I could be an asshole and leave her stuck with it, right? She's not homeless. She went to her mother's house, you know, and that's something that has been going on for years, for a very long time. We could get into an argument about dishes, and she would run to her mother's house and threaten me with divorce. Um, you know, and please understand that throughout this, I wasn't no saint. You know, absolutely, she does, Kelly. She has. I just said that in the video that I put up today. It'll be out tonight. That instead of having people around her that want the best for her and the children, they're like, I'm sure they're like, oh, you need to leave. You need to leave. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. The last thing that I'm gonna do is be where I'm not wanted, right? That's what I'm not gonna do. I've been there for the past 5 years, you know. Yeah, that's not what I want. And I think about it. not as much now, but I think about it. And in the past, I said, because I wanted her to come back so bad and just tell me, yo, I'm willing to go to counseling. I'm willing to take shit serious. Um, so I, so I forgot what I was saying. I'm not. This is the thing that I understand, right? Is I understand that. Let's say, and this is something I touched in a video, like I said, that I just picked up. So, me and Rachel could be standing right here, right? We could be standing right next to each other, and we watch somebody walk across the street and get hit by a car. I'm gonna say, oh, the car went too fast. She's gonna say, oh, the guy walked too fast. The guy walked into a car. I understand that's just my perspective. It's not the truth. It's just my perspective. And to me, it sort of is the truth because it's my perspective, right? But I think that she doesn't understand that what she feels or sees, that's not the truth. It's your perspective, right? That's it. I understand that my perspective is just that. It's just my perspective, right? And I would ask people all the time. I would be like, yo, am I tripping? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Because I just felt, she would tell me, like, everything you do is wrong, like, you can't do this, and I was like, damn, what the fuck, like, how am I, like, this wrong, and then I just started to realize, I agree, Heather. And it hurts because, like I said, even if she was to come back and call me right now and tell me, Frank, I'm sorry. I've come to some fucking revelation and had an epiphany, and I realize that I'm just going to apologize for what I did wrong, right? And say, I want to come back home. I want to try to make things work. I'll take counseling serious. Even though that there was times we went to counseling years ago that I didn't take it serious, right? And by serious, I mean I wasn't fully willing to do that. I went through the motions, but I wasn't present. Right? I was there, but I wasn't present. So even if she was to tell me, Frank, let's go to counseling, let's just try, I wouldn't do it. I would tell her, look, we gotta work on ourselves, and then maybe down the road, and that's the worst, because, listen, I think about, so for me, I always try to think about what's best for me, what's best for Rachel, what's best for the children. I always try to think of that. And I'm sure just because I think about it doesn't mean that I always fulfill it, right? But that's that's it. That's just, it's just the way it is, And it kills me because
I know, I like that shirt, yo.
absolutely, Heather, absolutely. Absolutely. She said, do you think she's showing you a side of her you never believed existed? Absolutely. So the thing I did with Rachel, because I've had so many people throughout my life only be with me because of maybe I had money, maybe I had, the security, all that stuff, right? But she was the first person that I felt like wanted to be with me because of me, right? Um, but then I go back and think about our whole relationship, and I'm like, man, you know, it's just, it sucks because that's my best friend.
You don't do it on both sides.
You know, um,
On both sides.
she's yeah, that's my best friend. And for me it hurts more. It doesn't. It of course it hurts that we're no longer together, right? But it hurts 10 times more knowing that I placed her on this pedestal, and it might not have been necessarily who she was. Right? It's just who I thought she was or who I wanted her to be. And I think at times we probably all do that. Exactly. You know. And I think I just absolutely my entire world like that changed. Right? No. No. Thank you guys, but listen. Well, that's what I started to realize, because I used this analogy before, right? I She could ask me, say, "Yo, will you shut off the light?" And I'm just using this analogy. This didn't happen. She could ask me, "Shut off the light," and I shut off the light, and there would be an issue with it, right? It would be, oh, you shut it off too fast, or you shut it off too slow, or you made too, that's. So I started to realize, I was like, nobody could be this wrong, right? Where nothing you do is right. Nobody could be that. So I started to realize it's me probably. It has nothing to do with the light. It's me. And I didn't think of it at the time, but I started to realize that it's 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 what was going on was abusive. It was mentally abusive. It was emotionally abusive. And I didn't think like that, because I'm like, it's like, how could she abuse me, right? That's what I thought. And then I started to read up on stuff, and I started to educate myself a little bit more, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm dealing with. I was like, this is exactly what I'm dealing with. Yeah, and listen, I had my business and all this stuff I had before I met Rachel, so I'm not really worried about that. But it's Atlanta girl. Listen, and my kids, they're doing as best as they can, I guess. I try to talk to them. I don't know. I blocked them from my videos, so as soon as she still watches. She has 5 different fucking Instagram accounts, you know. So, I just blocked her from everything, and it wasn't because I didn't want her to see me. It's just I didn't want to see her, right? So that's why I blocked everything. I try to speak to the kids, Heather. I try to speak to them. You know. So it's, you know, it is what it is. It sucks, but so she just said she was unhappy. That's why she said she wanted a divorce. So, you know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Rena, she just said she was unhappy. That's what she said, to be honest with you. She said she was unhappy. You know, and I tried to remind her, I was like, I've been unhappy for years. So yeah, we have a custody hearing. We'll have a custody hearing in the beginning of January, and we'll go through it through there. You know, I'm not exactly, Kelly, and for me, I'm all right with that. Talk to the kids, ask them what type of dad I am. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. They're not going to say they heard daddy screaming and yelling and slamming doors. They're not going to say that. Yep. So I'm not worried about all that. I honestly didn't because, to be honest with you, I didn't. Yeah, I don't even want to get into that because that's, you know, that's, man. But listen, I've been through this before. I've been through this with my daughter, and that's why I told Rachel, like, look, all I asked her for, I said, let me get Saturday till Monday, every other weekend, right, and then give me Wednesday and Thursday every week, right? I don't think that's a lot. You know, I don't think that's a lot. You know, they don't even have a bedroom where they're at in their mother's house. You know. So, you know, and I know, you know, I don't know, Kelly. To be honest with you, I think somebody's in her ear. That's why I think she's seeking full custody. I think somebody is in her ear. And I also think that she knows if I was to really, really push the issue, I feel I have a better chance at getting custody than her, to be honest with you. And that's you know, and if I was to get into the reasons why, y'all would agree. And that's why I told her. I said, yo, so just for instance this, right? You go to work. She goes to work at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, before the kids are up. And you come home from work at 7 o'clock at night. So you don't even see the kids, you know, if we're being honest. Where if it was me, I see the kids off to school and I can be there when they get home, right? I make my own schedule. I don't have to, you know, I don't have to, you know, worry about getting home. And if she gets out of work, if she finishes at 7, she might get out at 8. You know, that happens all the time. Yeah, she's a LPN. So, and I told her that. I said, look, don't do it. If you do this, you're probably going to be opening up a can of worms, and I don't want to take the kids from you. I feel like maybe I'm going to have to sit down with them and ask them, yo, what do you guys sort of want? And Mercy's too young for that. Major might understand a little bit more. And that,
Yeah, I'll be right there, bro. 1 second.
And that was one of her reasons. She put stability. One of her reasons, she said stability. And I was like, how is taking the kids out of the only house they ever know, out of the only bed they ever know, how is that stability, right? And when I left, I told her, I said, yo, why don't you come home with the kids and I'll leave. I'll stay in the shop or I'll stay in my truck or whatever. It don't matter. I said, I just need to be in the house to take a shower every couple days. And she refused it. So for me, it's like how, how is that stability, right? Yeah, I agree, Cosmic. That's something that I'm gonna, when we get to the counseling hearing, I'm gonna, I'm gonna go through all that. Thank you. All right, I just got an appointment, just got here. I thank you guys. Thank you guys. I gotta get to this appointment. I appreciate yours. Please pray for me. Pray for Rachel. Pray for the kids. Just pray for peace and whatever God's will be done. Just pray for that. Please and thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, listen, even if she takes that, I don't care. The house, I don't care. That shit it's fucking material possessions. I don't care about none of that shit. I'll get another one. I don't care. All right, y'all. Thank you. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. Stay blessed, y'all.